No. Just gonna... Sorry about that if it turned weird. I had the camera in an awkward spot. Let's see if anybody pops in for coffee chat. I've got my coffee. Do you have yours? Goofy. Hello, whoever just popped in. Got back from my day. Hey, Thomas Schmidt. Here's your coffee. Here, cheers. My cup says, WWJD, what would Jen do? My friend got it for me. I finally finished making all the freezer meals. I have no idea what I'm making for supper. Oh, goodness. Oops. Gotta turn down my volume here. What have you been up to? Today I started planting some seeds. Just some basil seeds from my garden. I haven't been feeling well. Oh, that sucks. Stomach ache, headache. Hopefully you feel better soon. Hiccup. Oh, my eyes tearing. Must be what? Allergies are going to go crazy. Oh. My hair got undone. There we go. Yeah, this weekend I was really kind of just bleh, you know. Actually, the whole family was kind of off. And my sleep schedule has been completely off. Like this morning, I got up at 4, and my body was just like, I'm awake. I could not go back to sleep, even though I didn't have to wake up till at least 6:30. I could have probably pushed it to 7. But so I got up and I tackled my emails about the community garden and stuff. And then I wanted to go back to bed. But this whole weekend I've been like just exhausted. Like 9:30 or so, 10 o'clock, I went to bed. I was exhausted, and I was just like, I can't even stay up to watch TV. Like last night, I stayed up. I got home, and I got home about 8:30, and I stayed up till about 10. My husband and I watched a couple of shows, and I went to bed. Not able to do it. Lungs are shot. Do you have emphysema or is it COPD? No, COPD. See, my dad had it from being an ex-smoker. It was COPD, or there was a C and a P and a D in there. Oh, cancer, lung cancer. Yeah, my dad had this stuff that was basically like bad emphysema. That he was on oxygen and stuff like that. He used to carry a little oxygen tank with him. Oh, sorry for yawning. It's that time of day normally I yawn, and I've been up since 4, so. Smoking for 4 years, yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah. Well, hopefully, are they able to treat the cancer? And you just have like, half a lung or whatever to breathe with? Because sometimes they can treat. No? That sucks. Yeah, my mom was, both my parents were smokers. My mom was a smoker, but she died, she had breast and bone cancer, and she died of that. But she didn't have any lung cancer. And my dad had other cancers, but he didn't have lung cancer, but he had emphysema and I think CPOX or COPD, something like that. Can't remember what the letters stand for, but it started with a C, and there's like 4-letter acronym. And his lungs were shot, but not of cancer, of other diseased lung tissue stuff. So yeah, I started with prostate cancer 12 years ago. Yeah, my dad had that too and was treated for it. He had radiation um, for that. He had other stuff too. He had some skin cancer lesions and he had other health issues. Um, but some things, some things are self-inflicted. Some things not so much. But yeah, my parents didn't take care of themselves for many, 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 many years. So, So are you starting to plant your garden? We're starting to have decent weather. This weekend I might be able to plant my garden. If it stays nice. Because here where I am, you're not supposed to plant till after the long weekend, which was last weekend. Next week, I hope. But I've had my plants out, still in their containers. I bought them in, not in the ground yet. Because I still have to, at my community garden plot, I still have to weed my garden plot and put the new compost soil on top. We just got a bunch from a local equestrian farm, some old horse poop, not fresh horse poop. So they'll be good for the gardens. And it's raised beds, so there's not as much bending over. It's about 2 foot high beds. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting. My husband just said he was going to get me a new raised bed. Not too raised, only like a couple feet. Hey Amanda from Amazon, because my little garden plot where in my yard where it does get sun, it was made of like wood, and it's literally like rotten and falling apart. So it's not going. It's not very uh, helpful. Hey Amanda, how's it going? If I yawn, please forgive me. I've been up since 4 for no apparent reason other than my body decided, hello, it's 4, I want to be up. I'm trying to think what to make for supper tonight. I've just spent the last few days making freezer meals, and I'm trying to decide. Like, I took out videos of the freezer meals. They're mostly ground beef meals. There's a couple of um, chicken meals and a couple of other beef meals. But I have to look at my videos to see if it's going to be one video, like a part 1 or a part 2, depending on how long it is. Because I talk about um, all the steps of what I did. So I'm showing it to you. So I just upload that onto my computer this morning. So I hopefully will get that edited tomorrow. Maybe. Right now I'm editing one of the lunch videos of my kids' lunches. This time I have a couple for my hubby too. Because he's like, I'd like some lunches. I'm like, sure. He's not usually big on taking lunches because he usually has different meetings at various buildings. He doesn't want to carry his lunch with him. Just one more thing for him to carry and forget, possibly somewhere. So. And And sometimes where he goes, lunch is included too, so you never know. You're doing zucchini, pumpkin, beans, peas, tomatoes, watermelon, potatoes, cucumbers, and more. Wow, those are lots of big plants. Ones that spread. I have tomatoes, hot chili peppers, a couple pickling cucumbers, basil. I'm going to do parsley. Oh, and I have lettuce. Um, I have oregano in my backyard that keeps it coming up. I should go pick it and dry it. It just is. It's almost like ground cover in my backyard. Do herbs. See, we love basil. Like, I buy basil, and I hate buying basil because in the summertime I can grow a whole bunch of it. But we like fresh basil or pesto. Oh, excuse me. So this year I hope to grow a lot of it and chop it and freeze it in oil, in ice cube trays and oil, so that I can always have it. Because that's what we basically use it for, is in like tomato cucumber salads with basil and balsamic vinegar or stuff like that. But we could use just with pesto. So that's my kind of goal this year. I've like my family doesn't like beans. My family doesn't like carrots. I'm going to try to do some potatoes. I built a potato box with pallets that last year. I've grown potatoes before, and they grow pretty well. Like, I grew them in a garbage can with holes on the sides, and I got like lots of potatoes. Um, and in past I've done Brussels sprouts, but last year the Brussels sprouts grew really well. But my family does not eat them. Well, A, they don't like them frozen. They like them fresh, and they like them raw. So, um, there's only so much Brussels sprouts that my family would want to eat, and they were all like ready at the same time that some ended up going bad before we got to eat them. So I was like, I hate wasting stuff. So this year I didn't buy Brussels sprout plants. Um, so I will just buy Brussels sprouts when my family wants them. And same with tomatoes. Like tomatoes, I'm buying tomatoes to eat and stuff like that, because I can get tomatoes for canning relatively cheaply. Um, Much more than I can grow in my community boxes or in my yard, because I don't have a lot of sun. So, and tomatoes really like sun. Oh, and I have a hanging basket of strawberry plants, which I'm cutting. And last year I planted some asparagus, but they didn't grow. Like, they started to grow, and I don't think that they continued. So, I don't know. Or if the squirrels ate them. Yeah, so my family likes eating Brussels sprouts just like eating Brussels sprouts like a chip, just eating it, cut in half. So, um, but well, sorry, I just said my kids. Uh, my oldest will also eat them cooked, barely. There's a Brussels sprout casserole that my sister-in-law does that she'll eat that, but my youngest will. But again, it's not like a plant it grows like enough for like 3 or 4 meals at least, and that was more than my family. And I had like 4 plants, and they were all like ready at the same time. Last year, did I do cabbage? No, last year I did cauliflower and 2 cauliflowers we got to harvest. And mustard. See, my youngest just likes it hard, like raw. Just by itself, washed and eaten like an apple. So, why won't and in the past when I've done cherry tomatoes, actually I might get one cherry tomato plant for the house here. Because when I've done it in the garden plots, they just like grow like crazy. And then they're all like ripe at the same time. At least here, it's in my yard. While there, I only go there every couple of days type thing and water the garden. It's a little bit of a walk. And feel free to join in the conversation, yes. we're running we're running out of some ideas here. So Thomas, what was your most recent video you've uploaded? Hey, Puppy's Breath. Long time no see. I didn't really go live much on the weekend. I think I went live on Sunday. Or was it yesterday? I went live yesterday. No. Monday? I went live Monday. And yesterday. But I didn't really go on the weekend. We just were... we were busy for part of it, and then just like blah, the rest of it. So it's been a couple of weeks, Thomas. Yes, you were here Monday, but I'm just. Hey, Amanda, you're back! Yay! Somebody's already given me a thumbs down. Crazy people. So somebody must be subscribed to me and give me a thumbs down. That was you, Amanda. No, but I'm like, I've only been on for what, 15, 20 minutes? Planning on doing one in addition to the chicken coop. Ah, yes. Cool. Amanda, love you too. 23 minutes, yes. I just noticed, I'm like looking at it, like, oh, already a thumbs down. I'm trying to decide what to make for supper. I've been doing a bunch. I finished probably a troll. Yeah, haters are going to hate, but why would they, like, they'd have to be subscribed to me to know when I'm on. Right? Just there. I'm trying to think of what to make for supper. I've been cooking a bunch of ground beef recipes this past weekend from my grocery haul, which is now finally up. You can see the crazy prices I got for meat. So I've been cooking up a storm. Made a bunch of freezer meals. Some are still in my fridge. I have to put in the freezer because I ran out of freezer space. It's pathetic. Love the big grocery shop. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Puppy's Breath. Do you see the crazy prices on meat? YouTube has a list of live shows. Oh, yeah? Um, I didn't know that. I know when I'm on my channel, I can see who I'm subscribed to on the left hand side, and it would show who of my subscriptions are live. Yeah, crazy good prices. I mean, and that's Canadian. So, um, I hope you all like channels like Living on a Dime. She is really good. She speaks her mind. She tells it how it is, and people are always like complaining about, oh, I can't save money because I don't get those prices where I live. Well, you do. You just have to actually know where you shop, or you have to travel a tiny bit to get the prices, or shop less often and just shop the sales, you know? And she was saying about how in Canada prices are expensive. Yes, in general, things here are more expensive. But as you can see when if you ever watch any of my grocery hauls, you can see when I do buy stuff, the price I pay is sometimes comparable to what you'd pay in the States. Not comparable to those crazy discount grocery stores that some people have in their areas, like the Amish, like scratch and dent stores. I wish we had those type of things here, but we don't. So I can't get like crazy, crazy deals, but sometimes I can get some really good deals, especially on meat. And it's either because it's a manager special or it's like good till tomorrow. I throw it in the freezer, or I cook it up and then throw it in the freezer. You know, it's I've never ever ever knock on wood um, gotten food poisoning or anything, and the dates that are on the packages are sell by dates. It's not going to like magically go bad on those dates. They just aren't allowed to sell them after that date. So, but I could not believe those prices, and I'm like, I was in the market to get one package of ground beef because I had some cooked stuff here, either pressure canned or in the freezer, just to be used to throw in spaghetti sauce. I wanted one package to make meatballs because I didn't have any. Just like I wanted to make some kaftas, and that's what I did. So I took some of that. I made kaftas. I made shish kebabs. I made stuffed pepper filling. I could also stuff the peppers and freeze them like that, but that just takes up more space. I've made beef, cheese, and rice burritos, and beef, cheese, and rice burrito filling. I made a Hungarian beef. I made steak. I made 3 things of Italian chicken thighs. I made chili and spaghetti sauce and 2 baked pasta dishes. Um, there might even be just a cooked meat. I have to try and think. Just cooked meat, and I just did it slowly. I didn't do it all in one day. I did a lot of it in one day, and then over the course of the next 2 days, like on the weekend, I did some more. Just because life happened, you know, and people actually expected to eat. Like, how dare you want to actually eat food? I'm making freezer meals. Yes, well, I like how. So, my goal is for June is to clear out. You shall be back. Okay, Amanda, is to clear out one of my fridge freezers so I can have it just for freezer meals. Yeah, because especially in the summertime, it's hot here, and I don't feel like cooking. So I'd much rather grab something from the freezer, throw it in the oven, throw it in the Instant Pot, throw it in the crock pot, throw it wherever, and have it. Versus just having like a cold plate. I do also do like cold plates in the summertime because either I'll make or purchase pre-made salads and meat, cheese, crackers, olives, pickles, that type stuff. I had to fix my computer because of an adware attack. Oh, that sucks, Jolene. But I do like having freezer meals. And ground beef ones are definitely easy to do. Yes. Well, I have 3 freezers to clear out. So that's kind of my goal for June. I'm actually contemplating, like right now, I have, it's been a week since I did my grocery haul, which I just uploaded. And my fridge is still full of stuff. I'm planning on going grocery shopping next week. I should call my friend to make sure I can go Wednesday. So then it's just before June. So then all of June, I will try and keep my grocery budget to $50 a week. So $200 in the month instead of my normal 8 to 900. So hopefully that'll clear out a lot of the fridge, freezer, pantry. Because I have stuff, like it's not that I don't have food. I mean, we're not going to starve. Just my family sometimes picky. And um, they don't necessarily like leftovers the next day, the same leftovers. Upright freezer. Oh, I would love to have an upright freezer. It would just be so much easier to organize. But I have a big, huge deep freezer that I bought used 22 years ago. To the point that the foam sealer around it, it's broken. That I bought some like glued on foam sealer, like for your front door, like for uh, airflow and stuff like that. Because the company that made the freezer um, went out of business like 5 years ago, so you can't even buy the seal thing anymore. I would love to have two upright freezers in the space that is. It would make things so much easier because right now it's a 6 foot freezer. Like I could put like a couple bodies in there if it was empty. But it's really hard. I'm short, so it's really, really, really hard to get the stuff at the bottom. If I ever get to the bottom, like right now it's full. Like I put my toolbox on top of my fridge because there's the cushion part that I have. It's like a foam stuff. It's just lifting up a bit, and it just gets ice because it's not a perfect seal like the original seal. So, well, there's always room for bacon. So I have bacon in my fridge. I have bacon in my freezer. I even had we had some round bacon. So it's bacon. It's not Canadian bacon. It's actual bacon, but they shaped it in circles that are sold for burgers. I bought them last fall because they're big sellers during the summertime because they sell them for like $6 or $5 for a package of circled bacon. I got them for two. I'm like, it's still like almost a pound of bacon, but they're in circles instead of strips. I still have 2 packages, and I bought like something like. I'll have to look back on my grocery because I know it was one of the times I've done a grocery haul. So it might have been in the summer, might have been just in the fall. But I still have 2 packages in my freezer. I just saw as I was clearing out the tomatoes for my freezer meal. I finally used up almost all my tomatoes I froze from last summer because I canned tomatoes. I made salsa. I made um, I made spaghetti sauce, and then I got tired, so I froze a bunch of tomatoes. We have 200 pounds of pork August. Ooh, that sounds yummy. I would love to um, get that type of deal. See, that's another thing I want to do. Is I'm going to plug my phone here in Surrey because is to make room in my freezer. So right now my freezer is not working for me. It is working, like it's not broken. Do you rotate stuff in the freezer? Yes, I'm bad too. I'm really bad. I try to rotate stuff in my freezer. Um, and if it's something that, like, other than freezer meals, I'll get to um, fairly easily. But when I get stuff on sale and I freeze it, if I know I'm trying to plan to freeze it for a longer term, I'll use my food saver, and then it stays longer. The problem is getting the stuff at the bottom. So you have to. Yes, but first I need the space. I need the space to put the pig. Because right now, I don't even have space for the freezer meals. It doesn't help that when I cook, I don't know what it is. I have some sort of special magical talent. Oh, hello, princess. Oh, okay. What you doing? What you doing? I'm gonna bring you down a little bit so you can see princess. Yes, I need a walk-in freezer. That's it. I need to have restaurant style freezer. Cat, you're going to kill me. Cat is huge. Yes, she's all fur though. Yes, she's huge. That's okay. She's 13 years old. Lie down. Yes, there we go. Yeah, she's like, you're talking, so you must be talking to me, Mummy. So I need to come and bug you. Right? Right, princess? And she's just purring away. Yes. So, I would love to have a restaurant style fridge and freezer. But, just don't. She is. Yes, you are pretty. And she's a good girl. She's a good mouser whenever a mouse does get into the house. Doesn't happen often, but no house is completely mouse proof. And dogs are pretty useless for that. Um, so, what I was saying, um, there's just something about the way that I cook. Yes, I don't necessarily follow recipes or measure, but I'm guesstimating. But when I'm making a meal, it seems to double whatever I make. She's got a few knots. She's not getting all her hair clean, so she gets a few knots around the middle. We have feral cats to keep mice out, and inside cats for backup. Yeah, we just have inside cats. Hey, CR, how's it going? Princess is coming to say hi. Can you hear her purring? She's always purring. And when she gets really, really, really happy, her purrs go higher and she whistles because she has like a deviated septum. So when she takes a big, big breath, like the air whistles like around her nose. Right? 30 degrees. Wow, it's not that hot here. It rained a bit this morning, but hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Ottawa, it's 22 and partly cloudy.
It's 22.
Today, it'll be partly cloudy with a forecasted high of 23 and a low of 6.
It's not too bad. But it's not 30 yet. Um, My problem is I'm an allergic cat, so when she gets too close to my face, I get itchy. No rain, so no fire restricted fire bans till it rains. Okay. Yeah, we've had rain. We had rain yesterday, twice. I know of, and then rain this morning a little bit. Hey Google, what's our temperature in Fahrenheit?
On the website m.webmd.oops.com, they say, most people think of normal body temperature as 37 C, 98.6 F, measured using the
Hey
thermometer in
Google,
the mouth.
stop. That's not. So it's warmer than that here. It's 22. Hey Google, what is 22 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
My apologies. I don't understand.
Whatever. Google is just not my friend today. It just does not like me. Hey Tom Tom. Yes, this is Princess. She's a good kitty. She's like 13 years old. Oh, we were talking about food. Of course, we're always talking about food. Food and freezers. Oh, so I was saying about cooking. So when I was making the freezer meals, it just kept on producing. Like, I made make kaftas, and I made two batches of meals and one of just the filling because I'm like, after two batches, I'm done cooking it. And same with the shish kebab, um, and the um, stuffed pepper filling. There's enough to at least do 8 peppers, if not more, depending on the size of the peppers. So, like, each of my freezer meals will feed my family at least once with leftovers, if not twice. And when I say leftovers, like, we tend to have our big meal at supper time. So, our portions at supper time are bigger. So, I would say, if I say feed us twice, it feeds us twice at supper time. If it's once plus leftovers, once plus, like, lunchtime portions. Hey, whatever, how's it going? Hey, lovely 21 Hope. How's it going? Long time no see. This is Princess. She's just purring away. Just gonna get the scissors. She has a few nuts she hasn't taken care of. Woo! I knocked the cord because I'm charging my phone here. Huh? Oh, she now leaves me. I go and grab the scissors to help cut some knots. Well, have a great day, Thomas. Glad that you came by and chit-chatted. And hopefully see you commenting on some of my videos or on my next live stream. I might I might be live tomorrow. Well, I will be alive tomorrow, God willing. But I might go live tomorrow. Hey, lovely 21, how's it going? We were just talking about temperatures and stuff. Yeah. If I sound kind of strange, it's because just fine. It's 114 Fahrenheit. Wow, that's too hot. That's just too hot. Hey Google.
114 degrees Fahrenheit equals 45.556 degrees Celsius.
45 degrees Celsius. We get that temperature here a couple times a summer. Um, Usually with the Humidex. A couple times we get the temperature to about 40 without the Humidex, and then with the Humidex it gets higher. When I went down south last year, there was a few days that was like 44 degrees down there, and I'm like, it's too hot. Might be live later. I mean, live. Yes. As I said, I'll definitely be live later, God willing. If not, I will be live streaming. True. It is more likely we, like this year, so end of 2017, beginning of 2018, we had minus 42 here in Ottawa. Last summer we did have plus 42 days. Um, but and a few days it felt like plus 40 with the Humidex. Ugh. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to go outside. Like, because when it's hot here, when it's above 30, when it's above 30 degrees here, I don't want to go outside. It's just too hot. Like, I like 20, I like 20 to 27. 30 if I'm camping and like there's a lake, or if I want to jump in a lake. Yeah, stand alive, stand alive. Travolta. Without AC, it's too hot to stay outside. 30 is like super easy for us, pretty normal. Yeah, that's too hot. And I know from like Indian cooking, there like I've done Indian cooking traditionally, like from following like Indian cooking books versus doing it cheating ways by like buying the sauces and stuff like that. I've done it with the buying the spices and making your own sauce. It takes a lot of time on the stove. So you guys cook a lot of stuff on your stoves, and so you're increasing the heat inside. When it's too hot, I don't necessarily want to eat. Well, exactly. A wet towel around my neck to cool me down, or near a pool or ocean or something to jump in to cool off. 0 to -10 might be easy. Oh yeah, 0 to -10 is nothing. 0 to -10, you might not even need to wear a winter jacket. No, well that's why I did the freezer meals, so that for June and July, I will have some stuff in my freezer that I can just take out and heat up. I don't have to think, because I don't feel like cooking, and I really don't feel like eating. So, and we do a lot of salads, and we do a lot of like lettuce wraps and stuff like that. Or I make the Vietnamese summer rolls with the rice paper and like cold um, rice vermicelli noodles, cold cooked meat or cooked shrimp, um, and veggies like cucumber, carrots, lettuce in there. Wrap it up and you dip it in the fish sauce dip. Yum, yum, yum. And that's a nice, healthy, and cool summer meal that does not involve a lot of things to be cooked. Like I could cook up the stuff the day before and assemble it the day of. understand your response. You can tell by the way I use my... And there's a walking guy. Easy for me. As I have the same shape. I used to say I'm bioprene. Mother cooks vegetables for around 20 minutes on the stove and then makes chapati on the stove. Oh, love chapati. I love making roti. Okay. Hey Google, when was Staying Alive made?
Staying Alive was released globally on July 11th, 1983.
Stay out in t-shirt when others freeze. Yep, I'm always warm. Like right now I have my AC on because it's cool. Like I want it cool. But yeah. No, roti is not hard to make. Roti is very easy. Well, the way I make it is more of a Caribbean way to make roti. Um, but it's basically flour, um, usually ghee or unsalted butter, and water and some salt. And you make a dough, you make a ball, and then you roll it out flat, and then you put it on a hot pan with a tiny bit of oil. You put the dough sheet on, and then you flip it. So, yeah. Well, YouTube is very helpful for that, and also cookbooks. And I just make it like that, and we use it when I make my curry chicken or anything like that. It's really easy, really cheap to make, and my family loves anything bread wise. So I pick up I pick up store bought naan um, for that, as well as I pick up already prepared papadams, which you fry in oil and they get nice and crispy. Those are crispy lentil wafers, so those ones are gluten free. If anybody's interested in gluten free, and they're really like it costs like $2 for a package, and there's like 10 in there, and that's enough for like a family to use with your curry or with chutney or whatever you want. We hubby and I on Friday for our anniversary we went to um, a Sri Lankan restaurant called Silawanta here in Ottawa, and they have the best spicy mutton rolls. Oh, love it with a hot dipping sauce. Yum yum yum. Had that, and then we had mutton string hopper, and we had mutton tally. So it had like cooked curried mutton as one bowl, and then 5 other curried vegetables and chickpeas and a bowl of rice. It was yummy. I like Indian food. Well, I was gonna say check out soon. Um, 2 of my freezer meals I made. Um, shoot, I made 2 Indian things. A shish kebab with the ground beef, like the seasoning. I bought the seasoning packages from our local grocery store. The shish kebab and the oh, it just started with I just had korma, not korma. Started with a K. Balls of meat. Starts with a K. My brain just went blank. Do, 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 do. Korma. Must be korma. Yeah. So I bought the spice mix. I find it so depends. For me personally, I love spice, so I do find the seasoning packets a little bit too spicy for my family. So I usually double the meat and double the meat or the vegetables in it with the same amount of spice, or use half the amount of spice package. Like, so when I did the kormas, I did two about 2 kilograms of meat, and I put onions in it. I put peppers, which it didn't call for, but it called for it, but I used the package, which called for twice as much to use, but I only used half as much because I wanted my family to eat it. Try gold agape. Oh, I'll show you here. I'll show you my Indian stuff, and you can see what we have here. I love these balls of dough and syrup. I have the mixes here. Come into my kitchen as I try and turn on some lights, maybe. Okay, gotta switch you around. So, I have some mango flavored custard, Indonesian vegetable curry, kefir mix. What is? Oh yeah, I have the most ethnic, diverse pantry. Rave dose. I'm sorry if I'm butchering how to say it. Oh, that's what it's called. Gulab jab. These balls of dough in syrup. Yum, yum, yum. Gulab jamun. Oh, here, I'm gonna get my battery, because my phone is about to die. Just a second, I'm gonna get my battery, because my phone's gonna die, and I can't see the comments. So yeah, those are the type of things you'll see me cooking next month, because I'm doing a pantry cook. I want to use some of the stuff. Oh, I'm gonna charge my battery. There we go. Let's see what else is in here. Yes, well, golem. And then I have some Szechuan pepper stir-fry sauce, poutine gravy, kung pao, butter chicken. What's this one? General Tao. Szechuan. What else? Oh, it's very eclectic food. Falafel. Oh, I picked this up on my grocery haul. I've never had it before, but cactus. Well, here's the English side. Pickled cactus. Oh, and this, at some point, my daughter will try the spicy hot flavored noodles, 2 times spicy, from the Asian restaurant, that restaurant store. Let's put that stuff back. But what's over here? Oh yeah, here's the papadums. Jahir papadums. I've never had pickled cactus. I saw it. Oh, I have crispy shredded pork, dried pork floss, which is stuff you put in soup. Oh, these are yummy. Aloo palak. And These are already pre-made meals. And mutter paneer. Well, see, these are the rice papers that you make rice paper wraps. That's what we live off in the summertime sometimes. Oh, yeah, and I'll show you my sriracha spice, my hot sauce drawer, curry, hot sauce, 85% pain, Bollywood. And so this is what is my Indian drawer. So that's tandoori spice, mutton biryani. Yeah, paneer is the cheese. So mutton biryani, and it literally tells you what, like, the ingredients. Oh yeah, that's the kofta. Bombay biryani, meat marsala, Sindhi biryani, pakoras, chicken marsala, and then I have coriander, turmeric, tandoori, ghee. So, and then there's more spices. Oh, and then this is my Asian drawer. So different chili sauces. Tom Yum. I love palak paneer. I like the spinach and paneer. Curried spinach and paneer. That's dried mushrooms for hot and sour soup. Dried chilies. Chapili kebab. Oh, I should have done that with the ground beef. Oh, yum. Never heard of... Well, you have to like Indian. This was all in the international aisles at almost any grocery store here in Canada. Superstore, Food Basics, Freshco, any of them will have some of those, if not all of them. So you don't even have to go to the little Indian grocery stores. But we have those as well in the big cities. And that's where you can actually get it cheaper. Had to get a snack. She has almost all of Indian stuff. Yes, well, samosas. Those are awesome. And they're really easy to make. And you can make them much cheaper than getting them at the store. I do like the ones at the store because it's convenient. And for the price, it's not bad. But I can make 2 to 3 times as much. Especially with like potatoes and peas samosas. But they don't always look as good. But I don't go for presentation. Oh, so we have tea here. So I picked up some cardamom tea. Like I have chai tea too. But I picked up some cardamom tea. I've never had it before, but I thought I was gonna. Well, eat a lot of places when I visit Ottawa. Ottawa is Ottawa. We say Ottawa. Yes. Well, that's the thing is lots of places, and the thing with Indian is like we have a restaurant here called the Taj, and you literally the levels of hot, like you can order stuff from different regions in India, from south, east, west, north, and certain regions are hotter than other ones, and some regions are vegetarian because there's like Hindi and Buddhist, and there's some Christian too, and some Muslim. The Muslim ones won't have pork, but some other ones do. Go for Taj Mahal tea. Okay. Well, to show, actually, I think that's what I have. Wow, that's not even lunchtime for you yet, eh? Creative redundancy. My tea. Do, 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 do. No, it's Ahmed tea. Ahmed tea. I have cardamom tea and Earl Grey, and oolong, and then Bentley's chai, and Tetley, celestial seasonings. You know, the typical stuff. A lot. Yes. Well, you have to. I put a description to grab a coffee and a snack because we always go around talking about food, right? And I love showing off my spices. But so for with my family, my oldest um my oldest daughter doesn't like too much spice. Well, but they both love Indian food. Like I can make Indian any day of the week. I just have to make sure I have a lot of yogurt to dip it in. I also have like mango chutney, and I have like pickled lime and pickled curried pickled mango pieces. It's extra spice things. I can make things as a condiment more spicy. Taj tea is the best and reasonable. I haven't seen. I'll have to check it out next time I go grocery shopping. I'll have to actually make a point to look for it. I just pick up whatever's on sale. Honestly, I'm not a huge tea drinker. My husband does. I make him a jug of tea, and I use like Earl Grey and raspberry tea, and make an iced tea for him. Yes, I like my spices. Well, so this is the thing when I'm talking about um, doing stuff cheaply is you can take anything. I'm just gonna put you a little tilt. Stay there. You can take anything, add some spices, and you have a whole other meal. So like you could do stuff with rice, beans, lentils. You can make it North American, a lentil soup. You could add some curry to it or curry type spices and make it an Indian lentil soup. You could add bacon to it if you have any leftover bacon, if there's such a thing as leftover bacon, um, and make it a different soup. And you're still using really, really, really cheap ingredients, but having a nice spice cupboard. Because yes, spices, they don't really go bad. They're just not as effective. So like sometimes I've had some spices that last years and years and years. They're just not very strong. Fresh spices are better, of course, but you don't have to throw them out. They're not going to go bad. The only things that really go bad are like nuts and stuff. You can make sushi with beans. Exactly. So my daughter wants me to make sushi. I have nori sheets, and I do have a mat to make it. And we've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos. um, and I do have in my freezer the orange fish eggs. I just wish I had the fake crab meat or fresh salmon, because I don't think it would taste so good with canned salmon. My family would eat sushi. Like, we eat sushi, not a problem. My oldest doesn't eat seafood. Wasabi and ginger, I got those. I got them. Wasabi. Okay, I have to tell you something funny. Wasabi. So, back when my husband first moved on his own, right? Sushi around here 20 years ago was like was only like fancy restaurants. There was no all you can eat sushis, and nobody I knew ever really had sushi other than the California rolls you could maybe find in the grocery store, right? Um, so about 20 years ago, hubby had moved out on his own and he went out for sushi with friends of his, right? He never had sushi before and he was adventurous, you know, and his friends were kind of foodies at that time, not like foodies of today, but, they've had sushi before. and they told him like the wasabi was almost dies. So, but he learned not to do that again. But yeah, we go when we go out for to eat out 68 sushi. It literally has 168 items on their menu. It's all you can eat. And the one that's near us is called Fusion, and it's a dim sum slash sushi spot. And since my oldest doesn't do seafood, there's even lots of sushis that she'll eat. Like there's a Cali sushi that has beef and oh yeah, it clears out your sinus. Whenever I'm feeling crappy, I love getting hot and sour soup and sushi. Those two things, just like there's no head ever. Forget about Buckley's. Forget about Dristan. It just like clears out your sinuses and you're crying and tearing and nose dripping all over the place. Husband dared me to eat it plain once. Told me it wasn't that hot. So of course I did. I literally cried. Yes, I've done it. I've cried. First time I had sushi, I put too much wasabi on, and I'm crying. I'm like, yes. But um, my youngest loves sushi. Loves tartar or tuna tartar or anything like that. My oldest, nothing seafood, but she will eat steak tartar. So, but that's one thing I'm going to try and do during the no spend, or not no spend, low spend. I'm hoping to try and keep my groceries down to $50 a week. So honestly, that's about $100 every time I'm going to go grocery shopping every week, because I don't do that normally. I go every 2 weeks, sometimes three, like my last one. Actually, the last two times, I was quite impressed with myself. My last two grocery hauls were 3 weeks apart each. So I only went twice in 6 weeks. So, and still have food. But, so I'm hoping that, so for June, to try and eat up some stuff and have, I'm going, when I do pick up some things, it'll be things for the barbecue. Because I want to do, I want to make room, A, for barbecue, like, and for ice cream. Um, this is slipping a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna move back there. See, now it's tilting down. Okay, bye, puppy's breath. Thanks for popping by. This is now. See, I want it to stay, but it's tilting too down, tilting too up. So, um, so that's what I'm going to try and do, is try and eat some of the things that's been in my cupboard for a very long time. That's not that I don't like the stuff. I just haven't been in the mood to try it, or I've been in the mood to try other things. True. Wasabi is like Japanese horseradish. If you can handle horseradish, you can handle wasabi. You just have to do it in small amounts. Like for Indian food, um, they have this like pickled lime, and it's like in chili oil. It's like the Indian version of like wasabi. I think every nationality an ethnic culture has some sort of spicy condiment that they can add to their food to make it, you know, more spicy. Like North America, we have hot sauce or horseradish. Um, what's the story with the stuffed animal on the couch? Oh, oh, it's just it never got put away from Christmas, and I keep on forgetting to. It's a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's a package. I keep on. It's just there. There's a thing that goes in here. I took it out to change the battery, and I put it down somewhere, so I have it there to kind of remind me, but then I never notice it. He's just there. 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 I'll have him sit. I just, yeah. Squirrel. I keep on finding things I keep on forgetting to put away. Like from Christmas. I love Christmas, by the way. Um, for me, it was like the only time of the year that my family tried to, you know, be good. Video properties. So to me, Christmas is special. Even though we didn't always have lots at Christmas, I mean, we tried, but it was about the only time of the year my family tried to be on their best behavior most of the time. The place to store valuables inside. Yeah, well, you have to have some valuables to store. Well, that's the funny thing is I keep on joking. I'm like, yeah, if robbers ever came in, they come in and they turn around and oh look, it looks like the house has already been ransacked. That's what happens when you have kids. What's funny? So you want to hear something funny? My husband never cared about it because growing up they didn't have Christmas. They were super poor. But I love it. He's starting to love it too. Well, yeah, but being poor at Christmas wasn't like we still had things a lot. I mean, yes, on the years that we didn't have a lot of money, a lot of my gifts came from the dollar store. Actually, a lot of my gifts came from like we had Toy Mountain or like the Christmas hamper. So it was either from like the food bank. I didn't really, it was just the act of giving and sharing and all that stuff. But no, Christmas is not necessarily about giving. It's about family, right? But see, for example, myself, like um, like if you ever read the book, the five different love languages, right? I've come to a realization that my love language is gifts and acts of service. So, and it's not gifts like monetary gifts, more of like my friend who saw this mug and picked it up for me. What would Jen do? The fact that she knows I love coffee just as much as she does, and it's a big cup, and it had my name on it, and it's kind of cute, funny, you know. It doesn't matter how much it cost, right? My kids making me stuff. It's the thought that they made something specifically for me, that they thought about it. Their attempt to making me like one time I had really bad headache around during the holidays. It was a migraine, and I couldn't. I just really couldn't get out of bed. And my oldest made supper and brought me a plate in bed. I mean, it was ramen noodles and shrimp. Um, and I think she put some vegetables in there. I don't know, but it was the thought that she made it, and she didn't like after I'm like I tried to come down and I took some stuff out. I'm like, here's some food. I just can't make it, and she did. That means way more to me than anything. I mean, yes, I like quality time, but then sometimes I find that quality time, if I'm not quite in the mood of it, it's annoying. So I'm more of a gifts and acts of service. While my husband, on the other hand, his is like physical touch and quality time. He doesn't really necessarily like gifts. His whole family doesn't really do gifts. Um, to the point that they've tried to like not do gifts at Christmas, but they know I'm going to give gifts, and I like to receive gifts, whether it's a gift certificate or anything. It's just a thought, you know. Or so what I do is I've come to the conclusion with them is I'll make cookies and snacks or desserts or canning jam stuff that they'll use as a gift. So it's my sharing my gift, my acts of service. And they usually e-transfer me some money or whatever. I'm fine with that too. Like, it doesn't matter. It's for me to get stuff I want. They used to get something else. To be honest, gifts are better given year round, not just 2 or 4 days in a year. Exactly. I completely agree. I shop for gifts year round. Yeah, me too. I love when I see something at the store that really means something to me for a friend. Like, oh, my friend would love this, this shirt or whatever. If I pick it up for her, I'm not looking for it necessarily to exchange. It's nice, but I'm not. Same like for example, when I go out for lunch with friends, depending on the friends, we either pay for our own, or one week, like one time I will buy lunch, the next time they'll buy lunch, and it's not always at the same restaurant, and it might, and over time it kind of evens out because we don't necessarily go for like lobster dinner or whatever, but I like doing that as just like a thing, and especially like if it's a friend, like for example, if it's pay week for me, I have money. If it's not pay week for me, and if it's pay week for my friend, they have money. So um, if they don't have necessarily the money right now, well then I'll treat. Next time they can get me. Same with coffee. Sometimes if we want to go for coffee, either whether it's Tim Hortons or like Starbucks or whatever, I'll buy one time, they'll buy another time. So get me a gift card. I'll use it and be happy year round with it. True, but see, so I like gift cards, and then I don't like gift cards. So, for example, I like gift cards to um, some of the like the plus size stores because I'm a plus size girl. Because they have really good quality stuff, but their prices are expensive, and I can't justify their prices. I don't go shopping there except for if I have to, and even then, I'll look at like the clearance rack or whatever their sales are. Because I don't like, so I'll use a gift card and I'll spend it on me. Otherwise, if it's just a gift card like a Walmart one, I will end up spending it on my kids and my family. Well, exactly. A Tiffany's card or a Starbucks card, I'll use it for myself, but I'll probably also share it with my family too. You know, when it's so um like hubby sometimes tells me to get something, and I'll tell him exactly what I want, and he'll get it for me. Or actually, he's really good at figuring out gifts. He's an awesome gift giver. I suck at gift giving for him because he's a techie person and he's the only one that really knows what he wants. But he actually pays attention to things. I'm like, ooh, shiny, that looks nice. Like the fact that I got an Instant Pot for Christmas. I had mentioned it in the fall. He bought it. He hid it. I didn't know. Um, and I kept on seeing everybody posting about Instant Pot, and I absolutely love my Instant Pot. I use it like at least twice a week. I use it all the time for rice. Like I had a rice cooker too, so it was kind of like an Instant Pot, but only did rice and slow cooker type stuff. It didn't do the other stuff as well. So, but he pays attention to like everything. Unlike me, who forgets why I went into a room, which is not funny. It happens all the time. Oh, my stupid cat is still in heat. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas of how to get a cat to not be in heat, other than introducing a boy cat, and to deal with, like, because a couple times she sprayed my husband's pants. She likes to spray my husband's pants if he leaves them on the floor. I don't know why. And I'm like, not anybody else's stuff. But so she go lie down. Stop making noise. Maybe she listened to me. I doubt it. But I can hope. Nope. Nope. Can't win. Um, but yeah, I like gift cards. I like getting gift cards to like restaurants too, because then it means it's something either to do on date night or to do as a family, which we personally like to go out to eat as like our entertainment. Well, I should get some creating done. Well, you take care, Sierra. Thanks for popping in and chatting. Are you gonna try and do a low spend month in June too? To do some shelf cooking? I'm gonna go through my cupboards and try and find stuff that is way at the back. So I have a bunch of pudding and jello and cake mixes that need to be used up. Darn. Because I bought them like on sale. We're in a low spend. Yes. Well, I do. I try and I do get more bang for my buck year round, but I'm trying to use up stuff so I can make room in my freezer for freezer meals and for some summer stuff like burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that, and put actually bread in my freezer. Like I wish I had room in my freezer to put like hamburger buns, because then I could buy them and put in my freezer and not just have to buy them a few days before I do hamburgers. And I'm hoping to try and get my budget down, because I don't think we need. I know we need to spend. Well, we do need to spend in the summertime for fresh stuff. See, that's the thing, is that in the wintertime, produce is more expensive, while in the summertime, it's less expensive. But fresh produce is healthier and more abundant. So we tend to actually eat healthier in the summertime than we do in the wintertime, because fresh fruit and vegetables are relatively cheap. So we spend more of our budget on that than meat and carbs. I'm hoping that for June I'll be able to inventory my freezer and have a much better. Because I keep on doing an inventory, but then I don't keep it up. So it'd be nice to know what's at the bottom of my freezer. And maybe that's what I might do, is take it all out and put the stuff at the bottom on the top. And try and use that first. I might do that as like at the beginning of each week. Get a few things out and say, I'm going to cook those up this week, or what should I do with these things, you know? But, yes, I know you love budgets, Amanda. See, you should do a video and share how you do your budget. You know? Because I would be interested. So that's like, do you watch Fundamental Home? I caught her live stream last night when I was coming home from the um, survey, the paid survey I did, which, by the way, I got $90. Yay! So, I shared my opinions. It was good. And I got a sandwich, and a coffee, and a cookie. So, free lunch, too. Whatever. No, I don't, but maybe. Well, I think you should, if you love budget so much. Because, see, that's the thing is, I'm just going to try and share. It was good. It was good. It was a group of women, and we watched like 5 minutes of an ad, and then shared our opinions, and then watched the rest of it. Yes, I do too, and I try I'm just not. There's just something about money and budgets that intrigues me but scares me. So that is why I just try and keep my things to groceries, because groceries don't scare me. You know? But Amanda from Fundamental Home, she was talking on her live stream last night, and she's going to start up her financial series again, because I've watched a bit of that before when she had it. And she's going to try, she is getting all gung-ho that she's going to try and pay off her mortgage in 3 years. But she still has 27 years on her mortgage, so I don't know how she's going to do that. Because that is like crazy. So I'm like, I have like 10 or 13 years on our mortgage. I can't remember. Because I know our mortgage was 25 years. I think 20 or 25 years when we got our house. My daughter's 13. So we either have 10 or 13 years. Because I know we took a little bit out, refinanced our mortgage when we did the kitchen. We took a line of credit out, and we have almost that whole thing paid off now. Like, I think we had like 30,000 we took out, and I think we have less than 8 on there. But we've only been, my husband's only been paying a little bit. He pays every 2 weeks on it, like his payday, which is more than what they ask. But the interest rate on that is like something like 2%. It's crazy. So he's used it a couple of times to just pay off a more expensive credit card. But because we've had to use, there's been a couple of things with medical stuff that we've had to use the credit card and then we pay it off. Um, like we get the money back from insurance and stuff. Hellock are awesome. What's Hellock? Home equity line of credit. Okay. Thank you. Because I'm like, what's Hellock? I'm not very good at. Oh, what's this sticker? There's a sticker in here. I probably shouldn't turn my cup upside down while there's still coffee in it. Squirrel! Oh, look, there's a sticker underneath. What's it say? Orca coatings. Yeah. But I don't know how she's going to try and do $27, 27 years of mortgage payments in 3 years. She says she has a plan. I'd like to see this plan. Like, I'd like to see numbers, not necessarily like complete dollars and cents, but just like an example to kind of, because I'm a visual spatial learner, so I just literally cannot see how that's by making by maybe by well, she said something about like when in her discussion she was saying stuff about like you pay your normal payment, but then you can make another payment to pay on the principal, and you have to make sure you put on the principal and not on the interest. Because right now, like when we're paying, we're at the point in our mortgage, like we're now not paying interest. It's on the principal. Like we're still paying the interest, but we're putting more on the principal than on the interest. I think that's how it was explained. But I'm like, still, how are you going to do that when you have like literally like one income? I mean, she does have YouTube, but I don't think she's necessarily. Um, I mean, she's raised her grocery budget because she has YouTube. Her grocery budget still is $65 a week for 6 people. I'm like, well, no, is she 7 people now? No, 6 people, 6 adults. Like, well, one's a teenager, so, which is like crazy. But she also has a crazy discount store. Yeah, she used to do it on $25 a month for 5 people, 25 and $35 a month. Not a month, a week, a month. No, a week. I think it was a week. Yeah, she's the fundamental home. Awesome. And she's so down to earth. I love her channel. If you're on Facebook, she has the Facebook group Frugal Family Food. Lots of, like, it's a lot of like people like me, people like you that like saving money and like to share how they're saving money. And what type of deals they have in their area. I hate reaching into the couch and finding socks. Like, what the heck? Socks. I'm like, what's this? I'm finding in this squirrel. So, yeah. Found 3 socks, none of them match. But I also do sort socks on the couch, so they're probably clean. That fell in the couch. But they will go to be washed because they were stuck inside the couch, which is dusty, I'm sure. The things I find in the couch. Ooh, yawn. But I should get going because it's almost 2 and the kids will be home soon. And I've got to figure out supper. After making a bunch of freezer meals, I don't know what I want. But I'll probably give my husband a call and find out what he had for lunch and try not to make the same thing. Because if I don't talk to him, the chances of doing um, the same thing he had for lunch almost happens all the time. So, like, a couple times if I've not gone home, I've say make chicken, and he ended up having like a chicken burger at work, and he's like, oh, I'm not really in the mood for chicken. I'm like, well, if you don't tell me what you've had, How am I supposed to know? Because I usually take it out the first thing in the morning. But he doesn't like talking about food first thing in the morning. He has a weak tummy in the morning. So he doesn't want to talk about food. And usually I talk to him in the afternoon or lunchtime to find out what he's had, if he's had lunch. Because sometimes he does keeps on working and forgets to eat. And then he'll grab like a bag of popcorn on the way home. Yes. As I said, he's my pickiest eater. He's the one that doesn't necessarily like um, similar things. Well, so the video that I'm going to be putting up probably tomorrow is my kids' lunches a couple weeks ago. I did a couple of hubby lunches, but as you saw in the video, like you'll see in the video, he only got lunch I think 2 or 3 times because he ended up having things at work. Like if he's planning on being away from his office, he doesn't want to bring lunch because he doesn't know when he's away and when he'll be back. And he doesn't want to carry the lunch to where he's going. So usually he'll grab something like a sandwich or something wherever he is, or a salad. Like he usually likes getting a big salad or something like that. But and then sometimes where he's at, if he's at some sort of business meeting, sometimes they'll have sandwiches, so he doesn't eat what I send him. So he has some he has some backup foods like some Chef Boyardee's or some ramen noodles or whatever like in his office that that won't go bad. And on a very rare occasion I'll make him lunch. But I told him like, so since we have this increase um, of cost for our vacation, to save a few bucks and stuff like that. Like he has it put in his budget of what he spends for lunch um, in there already. So that's at least so we could save a bit on that. I'll make him some lunches whenever he needs to be have lunches made. So on that one, I think I did 2 times. I made him like a salad. I made him like meat cheese crackers, and I think another day of meat cheese crackers, maybe hummus and pita. But it's like I asked him this morning if he wanted lunch, and he's like, "No, I don't have time for lunch." I'm like, "Okay." So sometimes he just doesn't eat lunch. But he when I make something, either if it's unless it's a roast, he'll have a roast the second day. But every time other than that, like if I made a baked pasta dish and there's leftovers, he's not gonna want that the next day. Man, I always want lunch. He'll want it maybe for lunch the next day, or he'll want it like 2 days. So I have to either repurpose the leftovers into something completely different, or skip a day with leftovers, or give it to Abby for breakfast. Because she will eat, like this morning, she had leftover baked pasta for breakfast. Because that's my kid. She's quite happy to have leftover chili for breakfast. Chili on pasta, or chili on rice, or, yeah. So, breakfast of champions, right? Yeah, she doesn't like necessarily breakfasty foods. Speaking of lunch, I haven't eaten. Sorry, I was at coffee break today, which was a women's Bible study. So I had some bread. There was tea biscuits this morning. I haven't eaten lunch. See, I always forget too. I was going to grab lunch, but then I wasn't hungry. I might grab a sandwich. Whoops, exactly. I'm like, yeah, it's 2 o'clock. I'm like, I'm wondering, eh. I like breakfast foods, sort of. I like poached eggs, but I don't necessarily like cooking them for myself. Because by the time I'm making like I'll make big breakfast on the weekends. By the time I'm making big breakfast, all cooking up the bacon and the hash browns and toast and cooking up eggs for everybody else, right? By the time I want to do my own, everything else is kind of getting cold. And poached eggs, you have to have hot. So I'd much rather sometimes go out for breakfast where somebody else can make me poached eggs. But then I don't like spending the money of breakfast out. So it's like, darn. So then I'll go, if I'm going to spend this much money, I may as well get lunch. which is more filling, I find. But so I make breakfast on Saturdays, usually, or on a holiday. Like this weekend, I made breakfast twice. Excuse me. One day I made pancakes, and then since I was making pancakes, I made some plain and some with chocolate chips. I just sprinkled some chocolate chips in them. I made a whole batch, so I still have, I think, I did this on Monday. I still have like 3 or 4 in a Ziploc bag in the fridge. All my kids like the chocolate chips, right? So, but my husband doesn't like chocolate chips. He's not big on sweet things, so he just wanted plain. And I get the big bag from Costco. And it lasts like a year. They're like the best buttermilk pancakes. And all you have to do is add water. So you don't have to add eggs. You don't have to have milk. And they are the fluffiest, yummiest pancakes. But if you're gonna cook up, 8 pancakes, you may as well cook up 12 or 20. It doesn't take that much longer. I mean, I only make them like that size, so I get about 3 on a pan. Sometimes I can get 4, but I'm not usually quick enough to be flipping 4 at a time. I cut myself my thumb yesterday, like just a little, like paper cut, and it's itchy. Well, exactly. I don't have, like, I buy milk, but our milk goes bad. Like, we don't drink it. We use it for cereal if we have cereal. And sometimes it'll go bad. Like, our milk comes in bags, so there's 3 bags for 4 liters of milk. So, which is like your gallon, so it's 3 individual. So we'll get through about 2 in 2 weeks. But not the third. The third, like, for example, my groceries, you saw I didn't buy milk. Because I still have, from 3 weeks ago, 3/4 of a bag of milk. I did use a bunch on making mashed potatoes when I made a roast beef on Monday. So I have about 2 cups of milk left, which I'm going to have to try and use before it goes bad. But yeah, we don't drink milk. We drink water. We do drink Coke Zero. That's our vice. Coffee and Coke Zero. But the kids drink water. Sometimes on a rare occasion I'll give them juice. Because they don't need the milk. They get yogurt and cheese and enough calcium and other things. Lots of green leafy vegetables. So I should let you go so you can grab something to eat too. Oh yes, my budget, as you see in my grocery hauls, usually involve lots of cheese. This week it wasn't really on sale anywhere, so I only picked up some shredded ones because I still had some from 3 weeks ago because they were on sale. So I'm hoping next week cheese will be on sale because we're running it low on cheese. And I want to have cheese for June because everything tastes better with cheese. And I mean, I make baked mac and cheese. I use almost a block of cheese to begin with. It's not. It's a cheap meal, but not that cheap. Like, it's not as cheap as Kraft Dinner because I'm using like real cheese for the sauce and leftover ham and all that stuff. So, but it's a family favorite, and I can make a whole bunch. Well, exactly. It's better. That the point. I made it in a lasagna pan. I went out that evening. I expected to have a piece when I got back. They ate the whole pan. The whole pan. And they had a salad. It was that good. There was not even little pieces of macaroni left in the pan from cutting it. Nothing. So now I know if I make it for when I go out, because it's one that my family loves, I cut a piece for myself and put it in the fridge. Just so I have a piece. Because they don't necessarily think that I haven't eaten. Well, I've done that. I've made 2 pans, and sometimes they've gone into the second pan. And I'm like, what? I made 2 pans so that there'd be some for tomorrow. Because that's one thing my family will eat a second day. But no, it's like, sometimes I try and cook double because I'm like, oh, then I only have to cook once. If I don't put it away right away, my family will go back for seconds and thirds sometimes if it's really good. That's why I try and get them to fill up on salad. Here, have a salad first before, if supper's not quite ready, I'll give them the salad first. Fill up on salad. Well, you have a great day. I will try and be on tomorrow morning, I believe. Yes. Tomorrow morning I'll be on. Have a great day.